This is the Holy Mountain Podcast, where we discuss what it means to find rest, regain perspective, and reconnect with the world around us. Welcome back, everybody. This is Shane Oehler, and I got a couple guests today. We got Rhett Lindskoog.
Hey, guys.
And Parker Motley.
I'm here.
Yeah. First returning guest, actually, Parker. So
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
On the Holy Mountain Podcast. So I was going to say, you're honored. Yeah, I'm deciding that for you.
Yeah. You're honored.
Yeah.
I am honored.
But yeah, if you guys have listened to the podcast previously, we had Manly Mondays. That was the episode that we had Parker on before. So give that one a listen. But Rhett, you're new to the podcast this time. But Rhett is involved in the youth ministry that both Parker and I are a part of. So that's how we originally got connected. Yep. Works closely with Parker doing worship stuff. But I'm trying to remember, we shot bows last year for the first time. Just did some kind of like side-in type stuff. Yeah. But really to start these podcasts, like with guests, I do like to hear just a little bit about like your story. So like, how did you get into archery and how did you get into hunting?
So my uncle is a really big hunter. And so growing up, a lot of the hunting season, he wasn't around very much. He's like, I'm going to be doing this. These are the trips I'm taking. And he would bring home these giant bucks. So he killed a buck that was like 207 inches, 208 inches, something like that. Yeah. It was like his biggest mule deer. And then he shot one that was like 182. And then he shot one that was 180. And so he's like, I've always been around it. And then I'd say that was kind of a passion for me. Just like, I want to go do that. I want to go kill a deer. And so, like as soon as I turned the legal age, we went and I killed one. And
that
so I
first year?
Just fell in love. Yeah. First year.
Yeah.
Fell in love with it. I was like, I don't know what that would be. 10 is the age.
10. I think 10. You can start doing like mentored hunts.
Yeah. So I think I was like 10, shot my first mule deer and I was just stoked. I mean, this is the coolest thing I've ever done.
That's sweet.
And so my dad was into archery a little bit. And I was like, I'm just going to start doing that. Like, that sounds cool. So I used my mom's old compound bow and started shooting that. And that was super fun. And then I was like, you know what? I need to buy one. And so 3-4 years ago, I bought mine and I've had it ever since. And so that kind of just like sparked it, is seeing my uncle killing so many animals and seeing like, that is awesome because everyone's so excited to see him do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to do that. I want to be cool like him. So
that's sweet.
Got into it.
Is your biggest buck the one you killed that first year?
No, sorry. Okay. So I shot that first one and then 2 years later shot another just like decent 5-point muley. And then I shot my big buck, it was like 170.
Yeah.
When I want to say I was in 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. And then just small bucks from then on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a shoulder mounted at my house. So it's pretty sweet.
That's super cool. Yeah. Your cousin, that obviously like your uncle is the one you're talking about. But I remember your cousin shot, 200 plus inch mule deer and brought it to youth group. And I was like stunned.
Yeah.
I was like, that thing is gigantic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looked like a small elk.
Legitimately.
Well, he called me. So I was on a hunting trip and he killed it and he FaceTimed me and I missed it. I called him, I was like, are you good? Because I knew he was hunting. I was like, are you okay? Like, that's the first thing I want to check. And he's like, dude, I shot a stud buck. And I'm like, it's going to be some big, like 170s buck. And he shows me a picture. It's like, it's a dinosaur. It's not bro. Like, that is insane.
It was gigantic. Super cool buck. Parker, how about for you? I can't remember if we did talk about that.
I don't remember
on your podcast, but how did you get into archery?
Yeah, honestly, I grew up a rifle hunter. And it was actually, I started bow hunting out of fear because of political reasons.
Oh, really?
So,
no way.
And let me explain that a little bit. It seems like almost every election nowadays, they're talking about how one party is wanting to take away all your guns. And so I was like, I need a backup for something. And so when I can't even remember, it was 2020. I can't remember. Anyways. But I was like, if stuff really starts going down, I need a way to get meat that's quiet and kind of stealthy.
Yeah.
Not to do anything illegal.
Yeah. Nefarious.
But like, I am going to provide for my family.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to get meat any way that I can.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, when I started getting into archery, it was kind of out of fear that they were going to take my weapon away, my way of getting meat for my family. And then it was kind of like, oh, this is kind of fun. I actually took bow hunter safety just on my spare time. And then I started shooting. I was like, this is kind of fun, actually. And the ammo's reusable. If you're a good enough shot. Or a passable shot. And so I started shooting more, got a target, shot out at my parents' house, got all dialed in, everything. And I was in communication with a bunch of different archers. So your uncle was one of them, and a couple other buddies. And so then it was, I'm going to do archery to extend my hunting season. I'm already planning on rifle hunting, so I'm just going to make the hunting season longer. And then I think the first trip out that I went archery hunting, I went by myself, shot a doe.
Nice.
And it was, I brought her down, but it wasn't the cleanest shot. But yeah, I think I ruined archery hunting for a while because I was like, that's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to get an animal your first day you go out ever.
I'm going to make this more challenging for myself. That was easy.
And then the next year I went out. I think I went out with my brother once, and we didn't see anything. And so that year I was not successful with archery, but then the next 2 years were like, I took my bow out to shoot targets and never went during archery season. Last year, I didn't even take my bow out of the case because I had, my wife and I had a son in September. And so it was like, I'm not going to do that.
Not happening.
And so I didn't even take my bow out until last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago, I guess. And I was shocked at how I did, actually. I was shocked that everything was still relatively dialed in, at least at a starting point. But yeah, it was almost 2 years thinking back.
Really?
Since I shot.
Wow.
But
yeah, you came out swinging though. It was great. Yeah. So Parker and I went out to the Lone Pine, 2 weeks ago, slide his pins in, and he was hitting just incredible groups. 40-yard bullseyes. Like you were on. We just had to, fine tune the pins, but yeah.
And that was always my goal, is to be dialed in at 40. And anything closer would just.
Simpler.
And then try not to ever touch 50 or 60. Because this is a personal thing. If I'm dialed in at 40, anything further than that is a bad choice of shot. That's just a thing that I have in my mind. Like with rifle, I don't want to have to shoot anything further than 200 yards away. And so I'm going to dial in at 200 and try not to need to shoot anything further than that.
Yeah, for people say too, like kind of the idea of like, I'd rather risk it on the stock than the shot. And so they'd rather, like push it, potentially blow a stock rather than just like lobbing a shot and hoping that they connect, I just saw a video, and Becca was kind of making fun of me. I was getting like visibly like worked up because the hunters were just like lobbing shots at these mule deer, and they're hitting like all around them. And one looked like it like randomly connected with like the head of one of the bucks, just dropped it right there. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. So definitely with you on that.
Yeah.
Rhett, how about for you? Like, what's been your level of shooting over recent years? Did you have a 2-year hiatus like Parker? Or?
So when I bought my bow, I was like so into it at that point where I was like, I'm shooting every day. I'm going to get really good at this. And I'd say like when school starts and when things started to pick up, you kind of just forget about it. And like, I wish I shoot more in the winter, but I never do. And so that was kind of a thing for me of just like, I'll pick it up when I can. And then in the summer, I'd pick it up like 2 weeks before season and go into the season like not confident at all. But I was like, we can hit something at 20 yards. I'll just get close, like hopefully. But that like has slowly started to change for me. I think I don't like shooting past a certain distance, like 50 yards. I'm like, that's good. Like, I feel like I can hit that and it'll be a clean shot. 60 yards starts to push it, especially when you get wind and all that. And so it gets scary. But I'm the same way for rifle too. Like that distance of like 200, 300 yards. I'm like, that feels good to me. And coming from experience, I've taken some lob shots at some animals and it's not a smart idea. And I'm like, it's because it's me and a buddy and we're dumb teenagers. We're like, we can hit that, like for sure. And then it becomes more of just like a game of like who can hit it than actually like taking a good shot. So not proud of those moments, but realizing that like it's more important to be dialed in to like those certain distances. I'd say I think I try and shoot consistently, but there's those times of like I'll go 3 weeks where I'm just like haven't even looked at my bow. I think slowly now that we're close to season, I've shot a lot and I feel dialed. And especially after shooting that course now, I feel really good about where I'm at. So.
That's sweet. Yeah, so we did just this last weekend, we shot the Centennial Farm shoot, which is just a local 3D shoot here in Kalispell. So had you guys ever done anything like that? Like, had you done a 3D shoot before?
Are you counting Lone Pine?
I mean, Lone Pine, no.
3D shoot?
Yeah, because this was like more like formal, like quote unquote, but, and then like all the 3D animal targets. I've
never done it before.
Okay.
So that's cool to me.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never shot a 3D target.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And Lone Pine, other than the target that I have at home and shooting with your uncle, those were the only targets that I've ever shot with my with my bow.
That's
sweet. And we just stayed at the first
station. We didn't even do the whole course at Lone Pine.
So I definitely need to do that. For sure. So that's something that I think was fun for me because like we talked about, like I've shot with both of you guys individually, like you guys know each other as well. But then for us to like collectively come and do the shoot was something that I was definitely looking forward to. What were you guys' expectations like coming into that day? Like, what were your feelings? Anything like that? Not high at all. Like I said, the first time shooting in almost 2 years was the weekend before that. And so, I mean, after I shocked myself with how I shot that weekend, I was feeling a little bit more confident than I should have. And honestly, the first 3 holes or targets were holes. It's not golf. But the first 3 targets were like, oh, this might be a rough day. So, but I didn't have as much confidence once we started.
How about for you, Rhett?
I thought for sure going into it would be more of a competitive thing because like we talked about like there's a lot of people that do it, and so I was like, well, maybe it's going to be like people are actually like really competitive and worked up about this kind of thing. But once we got there, I was like, oh, it's like Lone Pine, it's just more targets and stuff. So I was super excited going into it, but also nervous of like other people watching me shoot. Now, like when I shoot by myself, I'm like, I'm dialed. And the second there's any pressure on it, I'm like, I might shoot horrible today. And I thought it went pretty well.
So. I feel that too. Like the first couple shots when you're like with a group, especially if you haven't shot with them, it's always like nerve wracking. I don't even know why necessarily, but like I definitely feel that as well. I have shot like the Centennial Farm shoot before. And so I kind of like knew what we were getting into, but yeah, like I think it's been funny for me now, like bringing you guys along. Like I want it to be really fun for you guys. And so I was like almost worried about that. Like I hope they have fun. This can take a long time. Like I hope they don't hate it halfway through. So yeah, I do think that was like a little bit of how I was coming into it. Like definitely just excited to like be with you guys, shoot there. But then a little bit of like I hope this is actually as fun for you guys as it is for me.
Yeah, it's honestly, I get really ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like walking the course and I'm like, man, I'd love to do this with a recurve or something like that. I really need to get to know my bow first and maybe shoot another animal before I start thinking of another way of harvesting meat.
Yeah.
Maybe learn what I have first.
Yeah. Your track record, though, first day out with a recurve, you might shoot something.
Man. No. I might not even practice.
Yeah. So we have our scorecards. We don't have to go like, target by target by any means, but I thought it'd be fun to just kind of like talk through like some of the shoot, some of the course, like things that stood out to us. But I didn't think it'd be funny to mention at least the very beginning. Like your first target is like right off from the kind of like registration booth.
Yeah.
And it's a little armadillo. And so I think even that, like the nerves and the pressure you feel for like new course, I'm in front of people. Now there's more people watching me. And now this is like a tiny target.
Yeah.
But I think we all did pretty well on that one, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got a 5, which is
okay. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's the best without losing an arrow.
Right.
You hit the target with a
You
phone.
hit the target. That's
you
right.
connect with
You're in the phone.
Yeah. And we can talk about this on hole 2, but I kept losing or like aiming with my pins. So the second target I missed twice.
Yep.
I called it.
Yeah. That was the best part.
So funny. I don't even think I knocked my arrow yet. And I was like, this one's going to be high. And then I knocked it, went up, shot, and it soared right over it.
Yep.
And then the second one, I don't know why I missed it. I must have just lined up on the wrong pin.
Yeah, you were low on the second one.
Yeah. But it's just like, oh, this is going to be a great day.
Yeah. That was my favorite part, though, because I remember asking, like, Parker, why did you think that? You're like, this one's going high, and then just like sails the arrow. It's like, like if you knew that was going to happen, like, could you not adjust?
I don't know, but it was.
Yeah,
but
like, yeah, that was one of the things that I think is like worth talking about too. Like, if there were things throughout the shoot and like throughout the course where you're recognizing, like, oh, maybe this was like equipment wise, this was different than I expected, or like, this is something I know I need to work on. Cause that was something that came up a couple times for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is you have a 5-pin, like fixed pins, and you're like, oh, I was totally on the wrong pin. That time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was just getting to know my pins again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it's such a big deal, because with rifle, my scope is at the crosshairs. It's at 200,
mm-hmm.
and then it has a line for 300, 400.
Oh, okay.
So I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that was throwing me off so much. I think it's like 30 yards is my second pin.
Yeah.
So I think 30 yards, okay, third pin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that was what it was, but I don't know.
I remember early on, this might have been your second shot at the second target, when you said in your mind it was 20, 40, 60, like it was like 20-yard increments.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then for the 40-yard shot, you were holding at the 30 pin.
Yeah. And that might have been it too. Like, I'm starting at 20.
Yeah.
But you start at 20. So you just add 10 yards, but I was adding 20 yards.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the second shot
Okay.
But
Yeah, I remember you made that comment though at one point. So yeah, that was a funny start. I think that was one of those where I was like, oh no, like Parker was hitting bullseyes right like 40 yards a week ago, and
yeah,
now he's calling high shots and hitting them.
yeah.
Yeah. How about for you, Rhett? Was there anything like even gear wise that you were kind of like thinking through or anything like that stood out to you?
My biggest struggle has always been like the way that I use my release, I guess. So like I used to get I was so like new to bow hunting, I guess, that like I just slap the trigger. Like get out there and I literally just go bam like that, like every time. And so I think over the past couple of years, I thought I was getting out of that habit. And then I could tell throughout the day as I was shooting, I was like, I'm doing it again. Like I'd like sit there and be all set and I'd be like, raise my finger over and then I'd shoot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to get out of that habit. So I'd say when I was out of that habit and I'd get my finger over right in the beginning and then just slowly squeeze, I was like dialed. Like it felt really good. And the other ones, I was like kind of all over the place and I'd move the bow when I do it. So I think that was my biggest thing is like, I got to fix that because it's going to cause problems when I'm in the field and I've got a bull elk that's 30 yards and I'm like, bam, like that. And I'm just going to completely miss or like, it's going to be really bad. So that's definitely something that I was working on and I need to continue to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I remember like one thing for you too that we started talking about kind of towards the end is like you're kind of consistently hitting low. And we're like, okay, maybe that is like just fatigue. Because I think there was 2 loops that you could do on this course. So 40 targets. And I think for most of us, like that was probably the most we've shot like in a row for a while. Like, I don't know the last time I just shot 40 arrows. And then, Parker, 2-year break.
Yeah.
It was definitely like, I think all of us were kind of like feeling it towards the end. And I remember we joked for me too. I had that one shot where like I drew back, didn't quite hit my back wall and then just like completely, fell forward and like forced letdown. And I was just so thankful I didn't have my thumb on the trigger because I would have launched an arrow. But I think, that was obviously like a helpful thing for me too. Just like even in some of the fatigue, making sure like, okay, find the same anchor every time before like getting into position just to make sure there's no risky shots happening. But one thing I noticed that was interesting for me, because when I shot with you the weekend before, Parker, I think I talked to you a little bit about like not settling on the target, where I was definitely like punching the trigger and like kept hitting high because of that, or just kind of like lurching. But then shooting the 3D targets, like without the dot, I felt so much more calm. And even though like some of them, I was looking at the rings, trying to hit the 10 or the 10X, I definitely felt like I was able to settle on the 3D targets and like mentally be more okay than I was like even at Lone Pine with some of the dot targets. Because by the end, I felt great about how I was holding, anchoring and aiming and then releasing. Like I definitely felt like the arrow is hitting behind my pin every time. And I know that. For sure. And so the errors are my errors, but I felt like I was making less and less of them, at least like towards the end.
Yeah. But I think that there were some of the targets I was aiming also a little bit further forward than the rings actually showed. Like it seems like 3D targets aren't as what do you say?
Anatomically
correct.
Yeah.
Wow, big one.
Where like where the rings are a little bit further back on the animal than like where the heart actually is or where the lungs actually are.
Right.
And so one thing that I didn't do, which I probably should have, is check on all the holes. I checked on the cobra.
Right.
It's like, where would you shoot a giant snake?
Yeah.
And if I see a giant snake like that, I'm running.
It's all right. 40 yards.
Yeah.
Or the giant tarantula. That one too. You're like, where do you even shoot this thing?
But I think that was part of it too. Like maybe I was thinking it was too much real world shooting. which
I mean, I think
wasn't at all.
like that's a good point, right? Like you can kind of approach this differently, like as legitimate hunting prep of like, where would I shoot this animal if I was in this hunting situation? Because we had that a couple times where it was like, that's a great shot on an actual deer,
Yeah.
but we might be hitting an 8, instead of a 10x, even though I'm confident like we would have punched the heart or something like that.
Yeah. And some of them are like, yeah, that's the difference. That shot is the difference between center of the heart or edge of the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're still hitting the heart.
Yeah.
It's a big enough animal that the heart is a big target. But
Right.
like either way, it's a kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard like Levi Morgan talk about that, like in a podcast where he is studying the target. I mean, obviously like competitively, you're trying to hit like the 10Xs or like the 14s and things like that. And so they're like really studying the target itself of like, where is it located? And then like, shadows playing into all that. Cause I remember we had one where it was that wolf that was like between the two trees, like kind of in that wedge. I remember I shot and I'm like that was the best shot I have shot all day. And then Rhett, you like stacked it in right next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Parker had another good shot. I think like maybe a little below us or something, but like 3 just great shots right in the center. And then Rhett, you walk up to pull arrows and you're like, oh, like the rings are over here.
Yeah. Way off.
And it was just like it was off center of how the target was positioned, like within the trees.
Right.
Plus it was a dark target in the shade. And so I think I looked at that one with my binoculars, but still couldn't see like where the rings were. So that was something where like, man, I thought I just.
But in the field, that's where you're putting that shot. So you're like, I'm dialed where I want my arrow to go. And
For
then
sure.
the actual, like where they put the target was the same. But
Yeah.
I found that that's what I was doing a lot of the day too, is putting it where I would shoot it if I saw it. And I'd be, in the 8 or I'd be in the 5. And like, I like that shot though. It's just not where they have the rings on.
Yep. And that was one thing we noticed, if you guys remember, like with some of the bigger targets, like I think one of the first ones was that mountain goat, like a little bit downhill. And that was probably like the biggest target we had shot up to that point. And then I don't know if any of us actually hit the 10. Like we were all like 8s, kind of like on the outskirts.
Yeah.
And that was another thing where I was like, man, am I not actually like picking a spot on these bigger targets because there is so much more space, or is it just the fact that like the rings aren't where I think that they are,
Yeah. Yeah. It is interesting being able to look at the scores too. What we got on each hole, because it shows like where, almost like how much warm up do you need to where you feel like you're able to dial in. And then at what point do you start fatiguing?
Yeah.
And it's definitely like the middle 20 for me. I felt pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like 8 to 28 ish.
Okay. So yeah, between the two loops.
But, and not to make excuses, but like a couple days before, I did a super hard upper body workout.
Yeah.
And on my last set, I was like, oh, this is stupid. I'm going to be so sore shooting. And I wasn't. Like, I didn't feel affected by that at all.
Nice.
I'm just freakishly strong.
That's
I
right.
guess. Yeah. I'm just incredible.
Your body just heals so fast.
Yeah. But it was actually kind of helpful to know, like, I can still do this even if I am tired, even if I am affected by that.
Yep.
Like most of it is get your anchor point set, figure out how much floating you need to do on the front sight.
Right.
And you can adjust from there. But it was super interesting, actually.
Yeah. That was a couple of them too. I noticed like it'd be, you like walk uphill a little bit and then like target right at the top, or like your like shooting stake right at the top. And most of the time I was like the first one to shoot. And so I remember just thinking like, man, like I am breathing harder than I should be breathing. but now I have to shoot. I'm like, this is real hunting scenario though, you know, where I'm going to be hiking, I'm going to be out of breath. And so I need to know, like, I can still execute a shot in that way. So that was good.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Rhett, do you see any trends within your scorecard?
I was looking at it when we were scoring, and I was like, man, I have a lot of just like random numbers, almost like it just changes so much. Like there was never like a consistent group.
Like you do have a lot of 5, 10x, 10x, 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like confused. I'm like, I am so dialed, and I'm just terrible at the same time. But I'm like that. It kind of brought the reality of like that is just hunting in general to me. Like I think there's so many times where like you have a perfectly broadside animal and you hit the most perfect shot. And then there's other times where it's like you have that same scenario and you're like, I hit it in the butt. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
So I think that just shows that like, yeah, there's the muscle fatigue, there's you're out of breath, whatever it is that is going to change those shots. And so shows a lot to work on too. Of like, I need to get more dialed to where I'm hitting 10s consistently, or even if I'm hitting like 8s consistently, I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I noticed that last hunting season where I had a bull coming in and I was like so out of breath just from being like excited. Like I wasn't like, I hadn't been hiking. I've been standing there for probably 25 minutes, 30 minutes waiting for this thing. And I was just, my heart's racing. I'm like, I need to work on that because I get a bull coming in, I'm screwed at that point. Like I don't know what to do. So
that's something that, I have noticed in myself. Like I get super amped, like when I know the opportunity's there or like when it's almost there. And something that I've started telling myself is actually, I think the opposite of what some people have said. Like I've heard some people say like, you have to have like the killer instinct, like killer mindset. You have to like visualize the shot, all that stuff. I've started telling myself like, it's okay if you don't shoot this animal. Just to take some of the pressure off. Cause I've recognized in my, past few years hunting, the bad shots that I've taken have been when my mind tells me you have to shoot right now. And I have this urgency. And so I've started telling myself, it's okay if this animal walks. It's okay if you don't kill it. You don't have to kill this animal. And that has helped kind of like lower the adrenaline that I feel and like just the pressure and the urgency as well. And so I remember, like one of probably the best bucks, like since being here that I stalked in on was like a pretty good, like 4-point whitetail. And I had seen like some movement from like just over 100 yards away. And so then I looked at him through my binoculars and then I like took my boots off and just took my pack off and just slowly started working out. It took an hour. And then eventually he was feeding across and I got to like 33 yards and he was going to like filter out. I thought he was going to filter out behind this like fallen tree and then present a broadside shot. But instead he like came right towards me. And then he didn't smell me, but it was enough of that, like something is weird here. Like, I don't know what's happening. And so he just kind of bugged out. And I remember thinking like that should like really bother me that I just had this like missed opportunity. But I was like, but that went great. Like I closed the distance, took my time. I didn't have this like urgency to try to force anything. And like, that was a really good rep that I needed to just not kill this animal and like really take my time. So I think those things like definitely like stand out to me, but have helped kind of like train my brain too. Be like, we don't have to be desperate for this.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for me, looking at my scorecard, like I definitely started pretty strong. And then 8 through 14, lots of 5s where like I can't exactly remember like what happened or like which targets those were. But then I feel like I kind of like got dialed back in again. And then on the back half, like the second 20 that we shot, I didn't hit any 5s. And so I definitely like finished stronger than I started, even just by like a few points, like actually looking at the scores. But yeah, definitely was like started. I don't know if I got too arrogant or something like, oh, I'm good. And I just had to hit some 5s to like humble me again.
For sure.
I think for me, it was, I would almost say is a pretty typical arc. Like take a little bit to get used to, and it wasn't like 10 shots because 4 and 5 I got 10Xs, and so it was a pretty quick ramp up.
Yep.
And then you start getting fatigued and stuff like that too. So I think, and honestly, my back 10 was pretty consistent, 8s and 5s and 110, but I was like averaging about 8.
Yeah.
But could definitely show like the 5s definitely, I knew that they were bad shots when I took them. And it was, I think what it really was is knowing that other people were on the course too and trying not to take too long.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's when I would slap the trigger or just shoot before I was actually ready. But yeah, I think honestly, the full day was like, this is a good indication of where I'm at right now. Like, do I have full confidence if the hunting season started tomorrow? Opening day was tomorrow when I had a trip. I was going to go out tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Do I have full confidence to go out and the first animal I see, it's in range, I'm going to be able to take down?
Right.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I feel, well, outside of the second shot, I feel super confident.
But you knew that ahead of time.
I did.
Yeah, you called it.
I called it. As long as I don't call my shot, I think I should be good.
Look at this buck. Gonna miss this one.
Yeah. There's a huge elk high.
But honestly, also, I grew up playing baseball, so I am extremely superstitious.
Oh, yeah.
So if I shoot 2 8s in a row, I'm like, I got to switch arrows.
Oh, yeah, you
And
did
so
switch
I did
arrows a lot.
switch a ton. And I had one arrow that was like super dirty, super like it should be done pretty soon. It wasn't splintering at all or anything like that. But I was like, that was the arrow that I shot at the steel target and the 60-yarder. And I was just like, if I lose this one, had a good run.
Yeah.
But I was actually shocked with the 60.
Yeah.
Because even the weekend before, we took one, or I took one 60-yard shot. just to see where the pin was for reference for next time.
Okay, we're back after a quick bathroom break.
Yep.
Parker, you were talking about the 60-yard target.
Yeah. I was shocked because I think I got an 8 on that one, and I was expecting just to completely miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the most stressful shot was probably that last 20, or the number 20.
Yeah.
Was the steel bear.
Yep.
Just like, this is the halfway shot.
Yep.
It was double points.
Yep.
And yeah. And I think we all got 10s, right?
I think
I got
Which
10
one?
number 20.
on 20.
Got an 8 on it.
Yeah, because I remember you hit that one and it was like right.
Yeah, it was like the closest one. I was so scared.
Which, I mean, you're more generous than I would be.
Yeah.
I'm, especially with me.
No,
I'm pessimistic.
Yeah.
And so,
that was one of the funniest parts of the day. You're like, maybe I'm just pessimistic. And I was like, for sure.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. But it was like, arrow was just barely touching the line. And I'm like, I'll take an 8. And you're like, no, that's a 10.
Yeah, I'm like, that's on the line.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't feel like I gave you, there was no sympathy points given.
Man.
Yeah.
I felt like
if the arrow broke the plane of the line at all, you get the points.
Those targets are also, they were heavily shot too. So like you could barely touch it and it could go on the line.
Yeah. I remember there was one where like it was kind of like missing a piece. I remember like we looked and I'm like, yeah, like if the piece was there, the line I think would be hitting your arrow.
I'm sure it'd be close.
Yeah. But yeah, Rhett, you nailed the 60-yarder.
that was a huge shock to me though, because I haven't shot like 60 yards, and I was saying that leading up to the shots, like I haven't shot this in like 2 years. Like I don't know what I'm gonna hit. And I remember I was just like, I'm probably gonna hit it in the leg or something. It's gonna be like stick and get some points.
Yeah.
And I drilled it.
Yeah.
I was like,
just a great shot.
Yeah. I was like, that was surprising to me. But I don't want to get in my head about that now, because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I could hit that at 60 yards. I think a white-tailed doe for my B tag. I'm like, I can get that.
Yeah. I shot that one target really well. Yeah.
On a non-moving target.
Yeah.
No pressure at all.
Yeah. Yeah. How was the steel one for you? Any extra nerves on that one?
I mean, I definitely was anticipating hitting the steel, just because I was like, if my mind's there, I'm gonna hit the steel just because I'm thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
And with a camera on me too, I was like, oh man, I really need to get out of this. But yeah, it was really close. And I remember as soon as it hit, we're like, oh, like that was almost steel. But
yeah,
now knowing that I can hit a shot like that, I think I'll be more confident going into the hunting season of like, that's a tight spot to hit.
Right.
And I hit it. So if I can just dial in a little bit closer, then we'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm remembering right, like it was a 22-yard shot. So like not like a distance challenging shot, but like you're saying, like it was a small area of foam. But I thought that was like a good indicator for us too. Just like, okay, now you have a really small window.
Yep.
More pressure.
For sure.
Yeah. Had the phone out just in case anyone blew up an arrow, you know. So extra pressure there. But yeah, we all got in the foam. We definitely heard some dings as we moved past that. But yeah, so not everybody made it out.
I think the whole trip, you were the only one who lost an arrow. And it was just because Rhett Robin Hood you.
That's right.
So.
No, I didn't lose an arrow.
You didn't?
No.
It didn't break? Seriously?
Yeah.
I thought it broke.
Like the one where like he did like stack it?
Like on top of your arrow.
I thought it hit.
I thought you were just like doing a classic Parker story here.
No.
I was like, oh yeah.
No, I thought it hit.
No.
So we didn't lose an arrow.
Yep. I didn't lose an
at
arrow.
all.
None of us lost an arrow. I missed the target 3 times.
That's fine.
But no.
That's a pin issue.
That one.
Oh yeah.
Same thing happened with the pin.
Yeah.
And I shot and I was like, I felt so good about the shot. And it was just one of those situations where I'm like, what?
How is that possible?
It couldn't have gone through the target. Like, that's not possible.
Perfect pass through.
Like, my bow's not that fast. But yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Rhett, you stacked a couple arrows.
That was
on
a fun
mine.
one though. Because like Robin Hood, I was like, I bet I got this.
Yeah.
I literally put it on top. Like, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally thought that.
Yeah, because it
broke.
Yeah, they hit. But like, fletchings were fine. Knock was fine. I think it like popped my knockout a little bit.
Okay.
But I just pushed it back and it was good.
So you lost an arrow.
Yeah. No, you were saying how you would like rotate arrows and you would like call them out, you know, the ones that you would rotate to. I think I changed arrows one time and I can't even remember why. Oh, it might have been because I couldn't pull it out the first time. And I had a different field tip on another arrow. And then I just shot that one for the rest of the time. But that was a target that I was going to bring up. If you guys remember, target 21 was the Wolverine. As we started the second loop, walked up that hill, shot all 3 of us. Try to pull the arrows out.
That was so embarrassing.
I have like naturally sweaty hands, which is like the worst when you're pulling arrows out. So I made the joke like to anybody with dry hands, like, can you get it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Did you try first?
He tried first.
Oh yeah, Parker.
I did first.
And they're like, all right, Rhett.
Yeah, full body like this.
Yeah. And then I think Rhett had to get on the back of the arrow and I had to get on the front.
Yeah.
And we both pulled at the same time. It was a struggle.
Yeah.
For both of us even.
There was that couple behind us at the, at the shooting
waiting for us.
Waiting, and we're just laughing, can't pull arrows out of this target. Like I was literally thinking like, what do we do if we just can't get it
leave the arrows?
We're gonna continue on. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. Let's see. Other targets I thought were good. I think this was the last one. was the skunk.
Yeah.
Like in that
The 2 trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably like the tightest gap because of the trees that we had. But
for sure.
we all stacked arrows in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because it was like there were a lot of like real life situation type of shots. Like you're going to shoot through trees. Hopefully you're not going to shoot in that tight of a gap through trees. Just like wait till it takes one more step maybe.
Yeah. But I think some of those situations, right? Like if the head is blocked so they can't see your movement, that's the best time to draw.
Right.
And then to know I can hit it within this little window.
Yeah.
Like that actually is a great shot opportunity to take and to know you can take.
Yeah.
So that's what I really do love about these like 3D courses. Is like more of those real life scenarios and like some of the uphill, downhill angles that you're not going to get like at most ranges. I think, they're super fun. And the variation of distances. Like I think a lot of these shots were pretty close, but like again, we had that like 61 or 62 yard, like big pig. And we were kind of joking too, after shooting some of the closer ones, like the 40+ yard shots were a little bit worse for us.
Well, I think it was weird too that it was the elk targets too. It's like the biggest target. Like you have a huge kill zone where you can put it. And it'd be at like 40 yards, and it's like our worst shots of the day. We're just like all over the place. Wow.
That's I do remember
That's brutal.
that one standing elk. And I was like, is this a good like selfie target? And you're like, let's pull it.
I put it like its front leg. Man. That's terrible.
Yeah. But I think again that I do think part of that was just not having to focus on a smaller area, just knowing you almost have like more buffer. I think you get, at least for me, like I think that was what some of my 5s showed. Like I started getting lazy with my shots at different times. And then it's like, okay, I do have to focus. Got to keep it going.
Yeah. I did notice some like technique stuff with my 5 shots. Like I felt like I was dial in on the pin. The pin was relatively where I wanted it to be, but I would rush the shot and end up pulling my, anyways, I would pull. And so my shot would be a little bit to the right, and that's where my 5s were coming in.
Okay.
And then toward the end, I started trying to compensate a little bit. So I would aim a little bit more left. And then it would shoot right. And I wasn't smart with it. What I should have done is just slow down. And really actually think about it and try to take a good shot. But with having other people on the course too, behind us and in front of us, it was kind of the type of thing where I was like, I just need to, it's like golf. Like you want to get off that pin.
Right.
You want to take a good shot, but you want to get off the pin relatively quick. So you're not holding people up. But I think if I were to do this whole course again, I would probably challenge myself to not shoot within at least 5 seconds. And then toward the middle, try to do 10 seconds to push myself or something, or even on the back end.
Right.
Just like get used to just holding.
For sure.
And get a good shot and work on aiming with the front hand. And
right.
That was something I've done in the past. Like we would set a timer and be like full draw for a minute and then execute your shot. But I think that was something I noticed. I felt like I was holding a lot longer than you guys, which I think is like a pro and a con, because I think I do need to practice just like quicker, like target acquisition, shot execution too, just for those like hunting type scenarios where like you don't have all day. But then there was times where, I was like, okay, I'm like actually going to settle before making the shot. But it's interesting. I'd be curious, like to hear, Rhett, maybe it's like some of your thoughts too about kind of like the order that we shot and like any different like pressure you felt. Because I think it's interesting even for you going last, Parker, thinking still like, cause I guess in that way, like we're waiting for you, right, to move to the next target. You know, there's people behind us. And it's like you felt that pressure. I think for me, most of the time being first, I was like, okay, well, I obviously have to like start this off for us, but I wasn't necessarily feeling the pressure of like the group has to move through.
Yeah.
One of the targets that I know I did feel some extra pressure was when it was that family that let us pass them.
Yeah.
Oh, and they were all
And they were just like watching. And I'm like, that's great. Like we told him like, you don't need to be quiet. Like he was trying to like quiet some of his younger kids. I'm like, we're good. Like we've been talking, but
for sure.
I definitely was like, okay, now we have extra eyes like watching this. So
Yeah.
I was a little like, this has to be a good shot.
Absolutely.
Focus a little bit. But yeah, did you feel any of that pressure like going second or?
I think second took all the pressure off entirely. Because it's like, you want to make a good first shot to just like, I don't know, almost like set the tone is what it felt like to me. And then for me, it was like, yeah, wherever I put it. And then Parker's got the tail end pressure of like, now I got to, like, if we take 2 good shots, now I got to put one close to those arrows is what it seems like.
Yeah.
So I know that's the pressure I would feel of like, oh man, Shane and Parker stacked arrows. Now I want to put mine right in that same group. So I think going in the middle, it was just like no pressure at all.
Yeah.
I like kind of touching on like the speed of shots too. I think it changed the speed going second because I was like, Shane goes, I got to go quick so Parker can go so we can move on. And I ended up taking, like a 5-second shot. It was like, boom, I draw back, kind of set, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to work on that because like you said, you're not always going to have all the time in the world. But I've noticed multiple times where I'll be hunting or like sitting behind my dad watching and an animal will stop behind a tree and you're at full draw already.
Right.
So now you got to wait till he takes the next step and it could be a minute before they move again.
Right.
And so I think that's another thing opposite of what you said is work on you sit for a minute and you wait so that your body gets used to that. So you can take the quick shots and then you can take the, like less rushed, I guess.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's like another thing, like we could intentionally build that like into practice of like, okay, quick shot, like knock an arrow, shoot as fast as you can, or like stay at full draw for a little bit longer to kind of break the cadence as well. Or your body feels like you have to follow this exact process with this exact length of time.
Right.
I think there's obviously like benefits to that. But more so like in a hunting scenario, we got to be ready for, anything that happens time wise. But yeah. Were you ever using my arrow as your reference for where to aim?
Multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because you'd shoot and then you'd grab your binos and be like, oh yeah, like that's like right in the 10 or the 8 area. And I'm like, okay, if I just put my pin on his arrow, then I should be pretty close. And I think that's the reason why it stacked a couple times. Is I was like, it's like, man, I'm just going to see if I can hit it. Like I'm just going to try and hit the arrow. And it was close. So
that's what I wondered because there was multiple times where, you would hear the arrows like, like click together. So it was good. Right. Yeah, you were on.
Gave me a lot of confidence going into the season for sure. Like, okay, I can hit small targets. So.
Yeah. That's sweet. Yeah. Any final thoughts, takeaways?
I think I have enough confidence to buy a weapon restricted archery only.
There you go.
Region, but area. Tag and go out a couple times and just see if I can get something during archery season after almost 2 years of not shooting. I feel confident enough to do that, which is exciting for me, honestly.
Yeah.
So
that's sweet.
Yeah. And I do know some of the habits that I need to break and or get back into stuff. So like both eyes open.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned from is photography actually. Keeping both eyes open and just let the sight float and focus on the target and let the dot float in there.
Right.
There's a couple things like that I just need to get back into the habit of.
Right.
That's sweet.
Been rifle hunting the last 2 years and rifle hunting doesn't teach you the best techniques for archery hunting, I guess.
Yeah.
They're just two completely different styles that, I just need to get back into
Mhm.
archery technique and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
But for you, Rhett,
I
any
think-
final thoughts, takeaways?
Just kind of touching on what we already said, but the timing thing, just like I've gotten myself in a couple situations where like even rifle hunting, like I want to just get it up, take a quick shot, get it over with almost, and realizing that number one, you don't have to kill that animal, like you said,
Mhm.
and that's something good just to think about. And then realizing that like it's gonna take more time than just like draw, click, and shoot.
Mhm.
Like be patient so you can make a better shot, so you're not tracking an animal all day or all night, or you wound it and you never find it, like
Right.
those kind of things. So yeah, like technique and timing, I think
Mhm.
is another big thing.
Yeah. That's super good. I think for me, it is like even just the frequency of shooting. Like I had gone a little bit without like shooting in between. And so this was like, man, like that was so much fun to me. I was like, how I want to like keep doing it, want to keep shooting. So yeah, I think that's my really like my big takeaway is just to not lose the consistency like leading into the season because it will be here very quickly.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Antelope season opens up pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think it's like the
Couple days,
like that.
5 days. Yeah.
It's like the 15th to 16th, something like that.
Yeah.
I think
it would usually be a Saturday, wouldn't it?
it starts.
I
Saturday
think
morning?
Antelope starts,
Is
I think
it in the week?
it's the 15th. I think no matter the day.
Okay.
But then
Okay.
actual archery season is always the first Saturday in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Can't wait for that day.
yeah.
So excited. Get out there and go try and kill something.
Yeah.
I think my big thing this year is just don't be picky with my bow.
Yeah.
With a rifle, I feel like I can be a little
Yeah.
bit of like I'm looking for a specific animal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But with my bow, I'm like, I'm going to shoot the first legal animal
Yeah.
I can just to get that experience and
Yeah.
try and fill beat tags and stuff.
I know we talked about that too. Cause last year was the first year, like since being in Montana that I didn't kill something. Especially like during archery season, I had always killed something during archery season.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was, I think, this year got to get some meat in the freezer and just can't be picky. I was picky last year. And then there's times where I'm like, I shouldn't have been, but
Where was elk hunting last year? I had like 2 times where I had a cow elk that was at like 40 yards. And I'm like, I could just fill my tag right now. I could just do it. And I was like too
Want
picky.
the
I'm going
bull.
to kill a bull.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up getting close to a bull the rest of the season. Like, dang it. Like, I should have just done it.
yeah.
Definitely things to, I don't know, work on
Yeah.
for next season with shooting and then with animal selection too.
Yeah.
So, selection. Wow,
Selection.
terrible.
Animal selection.
Selection.
Yeah.
Man.
Sweet. Well, yeah, thank you guys. Super appreciate you like being a part of Holy Mountain, like being a part of the community, but then just tagging along, doing this shoot with me. It's
Do it
super
again
fun.
for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely hoping like we can keep doing more stuff like this and like you guys saw me talking to them, just seeing how Holy Mountain can be more involved and partner with them for future things.
Yeah.
And that's the hope, really. Just continue building a community, expanding it that way as well. But like we always say too, different ways that you can support us are on the website. You can donate there. Again, everything's tax deductible. Those donations there since we are a nonprofit, or you can get some sweet merch like Rhett has. Yeah. Got a big merch sale going on at the website too. So things are pretty deeply discounted. Getting ready for some new merch collections that will be dropping in the future. So head over to officialholymountain.com to check that stuff out. But thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So see y'all next week.
Peace out, everybody.